Okay, I've had somebody request that I draw the vent cover, or at least show them how I would draw it. So the first thing we're going to do is go to our ellipse up here, and we're going to start from the center position. And I gave the center position of 8 tab 6, and we need a width. And since we're coming from the center, it's going to be half of our overall width, and the overall width is 8, so we go 4. And looks like it is 8 by 5, so 2.5. Now, what I would do is I would draw the ellipse first, and then I would go back and I would draw my center lines. And so I go and I find my center line layer, type in line, find the center of my ellipse, draw one through the center, and another this direction. Okay, so what this gives me is the center of my ellipse. I am also going to pay attention to that radius down here in this quadrant. So we've created 4 quadrants of the ellipse. We've got a quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're just going to focus on just this one, and we're going to use the mirror command to add the other 3. Looks like Cheetos to me. The other 3 cutouts, pockets for this vent cover. So if we take a look, we see some offsets here. If you look at the offset that takes this line 3/4 of an inch down, and it takes this one 1 inch over, it gives us a center reference for that 3/4 of an inch radius that's the center point of that pocket. So let's go ahead and we'll do a circle, and we'll do circle radius. We'll use that center position, and we'll say 3/4 of an inch. Now, what I will do to kind of clean it up is I'll go back and I'll trim. And I'm going to take out portions of the circle that are no longer useful to me. Okay, there's the center point of the first pocket. I'm going to go back to my visible layer now, or object lines. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm missed my conference this week. Was supposed to go and wasn't able to do so. My wife tested positive for COVID, and I haven't tested positive, but I have been sick, running a fever, nice congestion. So we'll use that center position again, and we can tell that there's a 1/4 inch from the center of that pocket to the outside in both directions. So on this one, I'm going to go a 1/2 inch. And if you right click and repeat circle, you'll be able to redo that command. So we're going to do 1 inch. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back and I'm going to trim. Let's take away what I do not need to complete my drawing. All right. Now, if we look at our pocket here, I know that a 1/4 inch out, I'm going to have another radius of a 1/4 inch right here. Same up here. So what I would do is I would go back into my center lines, and I would draw another line from here. I'll say, let's do absolute at 0.25 at 90 degrees. I'm going to do another line here at 0.25, absolute of 180 degrees. Okay, on the ends of those lines, go back into your object line, get your circle radius command, find that center position, and we'll do a radius of 0.25. We'll repeat circle, same thing, 0.25. Then we'll invoke the line command, and we'll go from here to this tangent. Actually, I don't like the looks of that. Go from here. There we go. like that a lot better. We'll repeat that command here. And we'll repeat that here and here. Don't like that one either. My video card's lagging a little bit. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back and I'm going to trim out the things that I don't need. All right, so we have the first pocket. And I'm going to go ahead and add this circle here at the center. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to find circle center radius. And the center of the circle is 6, 8. Oops, sorry. 6 tab, or 8 tab 6. Or we just pick it. There we go. It's lagging and I'm not feeling too good. So let's go 3/4 of an inch. All right. I'm going to turn the center lines off for this. Oh, let me go back to object. And then I'm going to go here and I'm going to turn my center lines off. I'm going to mirror this pocket around this circle. So I'm going to pick all the items here, but first we need to go to mirror, pick this, make sure you get all your lines. I think I've got them all, so hit enter. And it's going to ask you for a center position, and my center position to rotate on is here. So I'm going to go ahead, I like where that position's at, and it's going to ask you, do you want to erase the source object? Say no, because if you say yes, what it'll do is it'll erase the base object you had. So I'm going to do the same thing again. We'll go back to mirror. I want to mirror this object now. Hit enter. It's going to ask for a base point, same base point, right here. Move your mouse around. All right, same thing, hit no. All right, one more time. And let's mirror this object. Okay, I think I've picked them all, so we'll go here. We're going to find our center position right here. And no. All right, so let's turn our center lines back on. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim away things that I don't need anymore. I'm going to trim this center line here. I'm going to trim this center line away. And let's see, let me look back to the print. I don't need from here to here. But I'm going to keep this one. But I'm going to get rid of this. And I'm also going to do this. I'm going to change the line scale of my center lines because I like more dashes in it. So I'm going to, if you click and highlight on your center line and hit L or type in LT scale, hit enter. I'm going to set mine to 1/2 inch, and you'll notice it changed. There's more dashes in it. Okay, so the only thing left is 2 polygons, and there's a couple different ways you can do it. One, you can copy, and actually we'll do the copy. I'm going to show you. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to offset, and we're going to offset through. And the center of both my polygons are 3 inches from center, so I'm going to offset this direction 3 inches, and then I'm going to offset this one 3 inches this way. All right, to draw the polygons, you go here. There's your drop down for polygon. The first thing it's going to ask you is how many sides do you need. So we need 6. And we are going to go, this is our center position right here. And this one we need to circumscribe about the circle. And It looks like we have a overall of 1 inch, so the radius needs to be half inch. So let's check that. I like to go ahead and check it before I move on. So I'm going to use my dimensions. I'm going to dimension it just to make sure I am good to go. Yep, 1 inch. All right, so I'm going to delete that dimension. I could have measured it with the measuring tool up here, but I like using the dimensions. Now you can go ahead and you can repeat the process and draw the polygon on this side, or you can select the polygon, right click. Well, let's see here. Select it, right click, and you can go copy selection and specify a center point, and I'm going to pick the center of the polygon and move it to here, and then hit escape.